Okay, so we are about to finish the apple Cyser Mead. It has been 1 week since we racked over and we pulled the oak off of the mead. And there's no more bubbles. So it is finished. So we're going to put a half a teaspoon of potassium sorbate in. And that is going to stop the yeast from reproducing. And then we're going to put a little under of an eighth of a teaspoon of potassium metabisulfite, and that's going to kill any yeast that's still in the mead. And we're not going to rack. There is a little bit of sediment in the bottom, but we are not going to rack over. We're going to wait until next time, and it'll be right before we bottle, and we will rack over then. But what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and degas. And so we're going to use the whipping cane with the drill, and we are going to get all of the CO2 out of the mead. Okay, and we will show you that next. Okay, so first we're going to put the potassium metabisulfite in. And then next, we're going to put the potassium sorbate. Okay, so now we're going to take the racking cane, and it has been cleaned and sanitized, and we're going to put it in the top. And now we are going to put it on the ground here. We have a towel set up, and we're going to put the drill on the top of the whipping cane, and we are going to whip it for 5 minutes. And that's to get all of the CO2 out. Alright, so it is 8:29, almost 8:30, so we are going to degas for 30 minutes. And you want to start out slow. And then I'll reverse the drill. You don't want to go too fast when you're whipping, because if you do, it will fly out of the top. And you do not want to go through all of this just to lose your mead. Okay, so we have finished degassing, and we have removed the drill from the top. And so now we're going to lift it up, and we are going to put the whipping cane in here and try our best not to make a mess. And when this comes up, it tends to want to flip, and so I'm going to have to put the camera down. So we're going to move the whipping cane into the pitcher, and then we'll move it close to the cleaner, so that way we're not dripping all over the place. And we have a bung and an airlock. We're going to clean and sanitize. Here's the other airlock, actually. And we will put it on the top of the Cyser and let it set for 1 more week. Then we'll rack over and we will bottle. We will show you that next. Okay, so it's been over 3 weeks, or right at 3 weeks. And we've let the Cyser Mead just set, and to make sure that there's no more sediment whatsoever. And there looks like there may be just a little bit on bottom. And so we are going to rack over to this carboy. And then after we do that, here's the racking cane and the bottling cane. And we are going to go ahead and bottle our Cyser Mead. And we're going to do that today. Okay, so we have this on a cardboard dryer. And we are going to leave it there and let it dry. And as it's drying, we're going to go ahead and smell of the Cyser Mead, because the last time it was just incredible. Yeah, so it smells incredible. It is great. And so we're really excited about this one. We're going to end up racking over and then bottling in these bottles. They are yellow bottles. And they're really nice. It should be good for the Cyser Mead. And we make our labels at home, and we have caps for it, so they look really nice when we're finished. Okay, so this carboy is almost dry. We're going to give it a little more time, and then after that we will show you the racking. Okay, so here's the Cyser Mead in the glass, and it looks really good. That's my amount, and that's my wife's amount. So she gets more. She loves this mead. So hopefully it is good. Do you want to give it a taste? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will too. So cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
That's really good.
That was awesome.
Wow.
It's my favorite.
Wow. Again, you really taste the honey. It comes through. You can taste the apples and the oak. That is a really good mead. Wow.
This one is definitely my favorite by far.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Okay, so next we are going to bottle. Okay, so we are about to bottle. And here are our bottles. And of course I'll set it too. There are the synthetic corks that we will be using. And finally, our corker, our floor corker, which is a great corker. So what will happen is, as I bottle, my wife will grab one of the bottles and she will grab the cork. She will cork them, and then I'll keep going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab all my bottles and get ready. And okay, so we are going to have to put the cane in here. And after that, we're going to have to give the mead a few pumps to get it going. The same way we do whenever we rack. And that sound, nope, not quite. And now we're going. So what I will do is I will make sure that the mead comes all the way up to here, and then I will stop and then start in this bottle. There's a spring on the end of the bottling cane, and so when I lift it up, the mead no longer runs through. Okay, so we are going to fill the bottles up again right here. And then I will stop, try not to drip any. Hopefully I don't drip any. And then my wife will grab a bottle and she will cork it. And she has a washcloth with a little bit of cleaner on it. So if any drips on the outside, she can clean the bottle as she is corking. Okay, that was pretty close. So here's the tricky part. So there was a drip, and now the next one. And I did get a little bit on that one. on the outside. Can you give me the washcloth? Whenever you grab this bottle, I'll go ahead and clean it so you don't have to.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and grab that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Move the washcloth.
So as we get closer to the bottom over here, I'll put a washcloth underneath here to tilt it so that we get everything out. We should get right at 4 bottles. We'll definitely get 3. Okay, that was a little better. So I'm not sure if you can see the carboy, but I'm about to tilt it, and hopefully this bottle doesn't move on me. If it does, it's going to be bad. Alright, so I've now tilted the carboy. I'm going to look at the camera to see if you can see the carboy. No, you can't. So I've tilted the carboy up so that all the meat is to one side, the same side as the racking cane, so that we can get all the meat out that we possibly can. And just looking at it, it seems like we're definitely going to get all 4 bottles. What do you think? It looks like it, right?
Yeah, we're going to get all 4. At least 3 and almost 4, if not all 4 bottles.
And usually a gallon batch will render between 3.5 and 4 bottles once you're done. But this is a really great mead. Again, we liked it so much we have a 5-gallon batch going. As a matter of fact, if you hear any bubbling, that is the 5-gallon batch of Cyser Mead behind the camera. I think this one, the blueberry, the spiced, the holiday spiced, and the lemon clove, those are my favorite. Alright, that is our 3rd bottle. You can't see it, but I'm now holding the carboy over because this is going to be really close. Yeah, it looks like it actually is going to be less than 4 bottles.
We'll just have to drink that one now.
We're definitely going to drink this one now. Yeah. So it will be under. So just like my wife said, we do one of 2 things. We either go ahead and cork it and we put it in the refrigerator, or we just go ahead and pour it into a glass. Because we don't want to keep just this much and store it in our wine rack because there's too much air. Because there's too much air in here. And so we don't want to store this one. So it's either going to go into the refrigerator or it's going to go into our glass in just a little bit. So we ended up with 3, and I'm about to show you the 3 bottles. Okay, so here are our 3 bottles. And they look really good. The one in the middle was our last bottle. Our first bottle, the one in the middle was our first bottle, and so we're going to save it and let it age the longest. But we ended up having about a little over half of a bottle, and I'll show it to you now. And so that's going to be corked and either put in our fridge, or we're going to drink it right now. And my wife is probably going to drink it right now. And that's it. So what we'll do is we'll let these bottles set for 3 days upright, and then after 3 days we will label them and cap them, and then we will put them in the wine rack. And so this is the last bit of the Cyser mead, and it is an awesome mead.